will lose both of them. And I think Stork, for some reason here, feels like he's in the weaker position as far as forces goes, and he is backing up here. Perfectman has not crossed that bridge to check, though, whether Stork's forces are still there or not. But he is going to see it with his observer here, and he is going to lose that observer, actually. So one observer lost for Perfectman so far from what I've seen, and 2 observers lost for Stork. So as far as observer count goes, and as far as that's actually important to the long term of the game, Stork is a little bit behind in that regard. However, like I said, he has got 1 Reaver in the bank here, 1 Reaver advantage, and a pylon going is up there for Perfectman. I think he's going to scout out the fact that Stork has sent that probe down there to that main base at the bottom right. So he's going to be able to do something about this at a later time. Or he's going to just at least know that that's going to go up, assuming that the APM and the focus of Perfectman is living up to his name here and being, you know, as perfect as his name implies. And he has seen that probe go across there. But unfortunately, there's Stork. Actually, I think Stork might have just been checking for a hidden expansion. He is sending his probe around there because the Nexus is not going up. So Stork, yeah, just checking out all these different expansion locations and actually thoroughly checking every single expansion location, just making sure that Perfectman hasn't tried to expand somewhere just kind of quirky, somewhere weird that Stork might not scout out. And now we're seeing just the forces. This is just macro mode here. This is almost late game PvP macro mode, just because of how many, just because of how difficult it is to expand in Protoss versus Protoss. However, once it gets to 2 bases and a shuttle coming in here, by the way, taking some Dragoon fire, and a DT is out as well, so that this DT is going to be able to wreak a little bit of havoc here, getting 1 probe kill, 2 probe kill, 3 probe kill, looking to get a 4th one here, and it's going to get picked off. Really, really nice drone drills there, delaying that DT. And another DT on the front door here, looking to get into that expansion area, but wow, just completely getting overkilled there. I would not want to live the life of that DT right there. His life was apparently for ire, and he showed it. Just completely sacrificing himself to a couple of Reavers and some Dragoon fire there. So now Perfectman looking to expand to that 12 o'clock position. I think Stork has a unit in that. Stork definitely has a unit in that 6 o'clock position. Whether it's a probe looking to expand or not is completely up to him. So we'll have to see if that is the option that he's going for as well. Now we have Archon Tech out in the field. Archon's obviously the mass murderers of Zealots. So we're going to see actually, I don't know if Perfectman actually has anything. I know he's got the Templar tech up because of the DTs, but his option was DTs, as we did see, and now Stork's option was Archons. Archons obviously the more powerful and more effective unit and in mass battle, and that's what it's going to come down to here. So I think Stork obviously making the better choice there, because he's going to have those units to be able to fight with in the main battle here, and it looks like Stork trying to rush up to that 12 o'clock position, but there are cannons up there. And but Reaver shots going off. Reavers at the bottom of that ramp are going to be able to shoot up there and do a lot of damage there. Not taking down the cannons just yet. That Archon taking a lot of fire there from those cannons. No cannons actually going down quite yet. So Stork going to have to back off there. Perfectman doing a nice little counter there, getting his units in that position, able to defend effectively and on time. So I think what Stork should have done there was just sent over his Reavers and kept his forces across the bridge there. Oh, and a nice storm drop there. Wow, getting a ton of kills. So Perfectman doing a really sexy play there, getting that storm drop off. That shuttle is heavily damaged. However, it's just kind of hovering around there. So, yeah, Perfectman is actually looking. He's in a really fantastic position right now. He's got that shuttle hovering around, just threatening, as well as he's got that Nexus already up, as well as cannons. And he hasn't been harassed. He hasn't lost any probes. And although those 3 probes losing their lives to that DT earlier on was not necessarily that huge of a game-altering game-shifting experience there. And another storm drop going on. Oh, almost getting a huge amount of probes there. Unfortunately, getting 0 in the end. And it looks like this Zealot is going to try to take down this cannon. Not going to do it. Probably damaging it extremely heavily, though. And that shuttle still taking even more damage. A ton of gateways going up for Perfectman here. Now that he's on 3 bases, he's going to be able to just completely out-macro Stork here. And Stork's really got to do something here. He is now mining from that 6 o'clock position. However, his probe line has been thinned out. Like I was getting at earlier, that DT not doing all too much, but 3 probes plus the amount of probes that he killed off with that high Templar drop there. is going to equal success. It's mass or definite success for Perfectman here, and Perfectman now just shifting his forces around, just trying to position. This map is just you're so quirky in the way you have to move your units around. You got to go through these tight chokes. You got to go through high grounds and ramps and up ramps and down ramps and just absolute craziness now. And Stork actually being forced away here, only having a pack of Dragoons as well as one Zealot there. Now he's going to re-engage now that he has his Reavers in the mix, and a Storm going across that Reaver, and more Storms for Stork as well. So, yeah, and getting flanked here, getting completely pinched, and I think Stork's actually going to lose this battle here. He's got a lot of Reavers in the backfield here. However, and a DT missing with his blade there, raising his blade and missing, and a huge Storm for both players going off across Dragoons and Zealots and everything, and somehow Stork has fought his way out of this losing position. I think he might be able to fight this one off, and more Storm going off across Reavers and Dragoons and High Templars, and Reaver shots going off across everything as well. Morphing an Archon there, trying to buffer for those Reavers. Those Reavers for Stork, however, just doing the deed there, doing as much damage as they needed to, and I think Stork has actually come out ahead on this one, so Stork's going to be able to probably, in his main base here, throw up just a ton more gateways, but however, there is a Storm drop coming in the back here. One High Templar dropped, and a huge Storm going off there, 9 probe kills, maybe even more, 9 probe kills there. I'm not sure if he was able to pick that High Templar there up in time. However, that shuttle did take actually even more damage there. So yeah, that shuttle's not going to be able to do too much more damage. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Perfectman has scouted the fact that Stork has taken that 6 o'clock position. However, Stork hasn't thrown up those gateways like I was talking about earlier. Storm's going off across everything there. Stork definitely coming out behind in this battle. Unless he can land some massive Reavers on all those Zealots and just push forward and just slaughter those Dragoons, which it looks like he's trying to do here. Those Reavers, however, staying in the backfield here, and somehow, by some force of just crazy miracle nature, Stork is coming out ahead in these battles. He's just landing these massive Reaver shots, 12 kills on that one Reaver, and just doing such amazing Reaver micro here. He's able to push into this secondary here, and it looks like he's going to just contain Perfectman. After losing so many probes, having been behind on the timing. And it looks like he's going to be losing even more probes here. Storm drop coming in here. However, not enough energy on that High Templar. Epic fail there coming from Perfectman here. He's going to lose his secondary here. Zealots out in the field. Mass Zealots. I think this is going to be Perfectman's final counter here. I'm not sure how this is happening, by the way. I'm not sure how Stork is coming out ahead on these battles. He's behind so much economy and so many producing so many gateways. It's just, I'm not sure how he's coming out ahead here, but look at these just disgusting Reaver micro getting the maximum effectiveness out of these Reavers, and he's still got a Reaver alive. I don't know how he's pulling this off. He's pushing ahead here, and he's coming out ahead on all of these battles by an immense amount, not just winning the battles, but emphatically, I'm sorry, Cloudart, for taking your word here, but emphatically coming out ahead, and GG coming from Perfectman. What an epic game here. I have to say, extremely well played, just disgustingly well played, coming from Stork. Wow, behind in the mid to late game in a PvP mirror matchup. Wow, just epic play coming from Stork, and I gotta say, Stork is looking to me like he is back in shape. This game is showing me that Stork is the man. He is coming back from a little bit of a slump, I have to say, that he was in previous to this, and oh my god, I am going to be on this kick for a while here. Stork, you are back in my books, baby. I want to see what you got for the rest of the I don't even know, the rest of your career here, or the next seasons of the individual leagues specifically, because I really want to see what this guy can do here. So Samsung Khan tying things up. It's going to go to an ace match, and from that performance, I can only assume that Stork is going to be the man to go into the ace match here. So GG, I'll see you guys in probably a Stork versus another Protoss in the final.